right, that's enough of that. I'm working on my intro game. I actually have, by the way, FYI, for those of you who like to make YouTube videos, and you want to add a little music into your scene, and you're not really all that thrilled with the free music that YouTube supplies, you can go to audioblocks.com, and for depending, I would catch a special. They have every now and again they offer it for $100 a year, and they have all kinds of music and sound, little sound snippets, and just all kinds of really cool stuff. That is what I use, and that is not a paid placement. Oh, by the way, speaking of not being paid to pimp something, I don't know how well you can see this, but this is a little. You can get these at Kroger's, really, probably a lot of places. They're water enhancers. They're just water flavoring. They're sugar free. This is Tang, and I picked this up on it kind of like as a. It was one of those things. I'm 48 years old, so those of you who are in my age group, you remember Tang. We all grew up with Tang. We all were going to be little astronauts. I hadn't had Tang in years, and years and years and years. So I picked it up, and to be honest with you, it tastes just like Tang, and it was really it was a nice a walk down memory lane. Anyway, just wanted to tell you that. Now I don't know who makes it. Oh, I guess Tang does, but I don't even know who makes Tang. It says Tang right on it, and they've actually got two different flavors. I didn't know Tang came in two different flavors, but they got another one that's almost, I guess, kind of a citrusy thing. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. So, what's going on today? What do we got going on the Drudge Report? Yeah, ISIS apparently has passport printing machines. Does anybody really think that we have the ability to properly vet anybody coming into this country? I don't, Muslim, non-Muslim. Does anybody actually believe that the government has the ability to properly vet? And when I say properly vet, I mean keep people out that shouldn't be in, people that have a criminal history. And that's the other thing too. You take a real leap of faith on people, because even if they've not had a criminal history, they may have just left a terrorist training facility in any number of Middle Eastern countries. So, yeah, I mean, and then here we go. Oh, he's a bigot, he's a racist. No, I'm just a realist. To be honest with you, that's what I am. I am a realist. And as far as I'm concerned, the safety of American people come first, and we are always to err on the side of caution. I don't have such a big bleeding heart that I believe that we should go ahead and just turn a blind eye to facts. And the facts are, there are an awful lot of people from the Middle East, mostly Muslims. Well, all of the Muslims, mostly Muslims, as if there was ever anybody that wasn't a Muslim terrorist, especially in the last decade. Mostly Muslims that are mostly Muslims that are coming here to do harm, to take part in this global jihad for the caliphate. I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, I'm a realist, and that's just what it is. And so now we find out that ISIS has a little virtual printing press for passports. Yeah, but yeah, hey, Donald Trump, oh my God, he's a horrible, horrible human being for saying what he said. I mean, really, people, I think people have to smarten up, wise up. Dr. Michael Savage once said, famously, that liberalism was a mental disorder, and I truly believe that. And the sad part about it is that apparently there's a whole lot of liberals in the Republican Party. Yeah. John Bonner was a freaking liberal. He damn sure wasn't a conservative. And I got to be honest with you, I'm so disillusioned with the Republican Party, with the establishment, Republican establishment. I'm so disillusioned with them that I really don't know where I'm going to go. I mean, I don't. I can't be a Democrat, because that party's been literally infested with insane people. Let's be honest. Let's keep it real. The Democrat Party is not the Democrat Party of our fathers and grandfathers. I grew up in Toledo, Ohio, and Toledo, Ohio is a very liberal town. Basically it's a sister city to Detroit, Michigan, which is 1 hour north from where I live. And you know, a lot of UAW workers in Toledo. A lot of support factories are here. Hydromatics here. They build transmissions for General Motors. The Jeep plant's here. So growing up, you know, most of my friends' fathers and some of the mothers worked at one of these plants, and they were UAW workers, and they were Democrats. That's what they were. But these were also people that were common sense Democrats. These were people that were not big fans of being taxed to death. They didn't believe in a free lunch for people that didn't deserve it. They were all about giving a hand up, but they were the first to complain about people making welfare a way of life. And they hunted, they fished, they believed in the Second Amendment, they went to church. These were Democrats. The Democrats that I grew up with. And somewhere along the way, that party lost its way. That party was taken over and infiltrated by lowlifes, communists, dirtbags, bleeding hearts, people who thought that they could save the world with money. Your money, of course, your money, which is always the best money when it comes to the Democrats, the liberals. They were taken over by this progressive nonsense, which really was communism, and you call it what you want, but that's really what it was. A bunch of new bohemians that wanted to sit on their asses, smoke whatever it was that they were smoking, and wanting the government to pay for their lifestyle, their artiste lifestyle, And I mean, hey, I know a lot of people in the art community, and the truth of the matter is, I hate to say it, but a lot of them would love for Uncle Sam to pay for everything for them. A lot of them that I know get free phones. They suck off the government, and they sit on their butt and create art, So the Democrat Party is not what it was, and it's really kind of sad to see the shape it's in. I could never be a Democrat. But the Republican Party, sadly, has been taken over by the establishment, and the establishment just don't care. They don't care what you want. They'll lie to you. They'll feed you a bunch of nonsense, and then, of course, once you give them the vote, let me give you an example. When Bonnier was Speaker of the House before Paul Ryan, Bonnier would basically say, well, we're going to do X, Y, and Z. We're going to stop Obama, and we're going to, fight him tooth and nail on everything. And he basically, we just need to have control of the House. So we gave him control of the House, the voters, the people, gave him control of the House, and expected them to do what they said they were going to do, or to at least make a good effort at it. But they really didn't. Then they gave us this excuse of, well, we need you to give us the Senate. If you give us the Senate, we can stop Barack Obama in his tracks. This nonsense that he's trying to lead us down, this fundamentally changing the United States of America, which now we see what he meant, infesting it with terrorists, destabilizing the country, and I know I'm going to get a lot of heat. There he goes with his racism and bigotry. He's against the browning of America. Yeah, I'm against the browning of America because that is racist. To say the United States of America is too white is racist. To use immigration, whether illegal or legal, as a means to change the status quo is racist. Simple, because that's exactly what's happening. There are people in power that have come to this conclusion that the United States of America has been ruled by the white people long enough, which is so insane. I mean, the white people who rule it put a black man in as president. Quickly they regretted that. Well, I shouldn't say too quickly, because he did get a second term. And there were plenty of white people who voted for him for that, unfortunately. But I mean, and that's kind of the thing that kills me about the left too, is they're so racist, but yeah, they've been able to twist that and turn that in saying, that it's the white people that's racist, and it's not true. They will call me a racist for pointing out the fact that their immigration policy, or lack thereof, is racist. Yeah, but I'm the racist. What the fuck? So, anyway, getting back to the Republicans. They told us, you give us the Senate, we'll stop him, flat out stop him. And then all of a sudden, all the promises that they made, well, it went to, well, if we can take the White House, Well, really? So most people started to realize that they were being played, and we're sick of it. And that's why, by the way, if anybody really wants to know, and I'm going to do a whole video just on Donald Trump, but if anybody wants to know why Donald Trump has so many Republicans, by the way, he has a lot of Democrats too. Nobody wants to talk about that, but I'll make that into my Trump video. But nobody understands in the Republican establishment why it is that so many Republican voters, registered Republican voters, people like me, are behind Trump, 100%. And they just can't understand that. Well, what amazes me is that they thought that they could lie to the Republicans over and over and over again. It amazes me that they thought that they could do that and then not pay a price for it. They had George Bush, I'm sorry, not George Bush, Jeb Bush. This is the perfect scenario. Jeb Bush literally sat in waiting. He was like the heir apparent to the presidency for 8 years. He sat there in a boardroom of a major bank, can't remember which one, doesn't really matter. He was basically a bankster who was getting paid fat money to sit there and wait until he was going to be anointed president. But they didn't count on the American people, and they damn sure didn't count on the Republicans saying, you know what, we're done. We're done. No, you're not putting Jeb Bush in the White House. Not happening. We'll take our chances with Donald Trump. Thank you very much. I mean, and the establishment, the Republican establishment, just completely at a loss. And are we rolling the dice? I think so. We take a chance that Hillary Clinton, who is a criminal, let's not pull any bones. Hillary Clinton is a criminal. Under almost any other circumstance, or really any other Justice Department, she would be in jail right now, easily, for numerous crimes. And I'm going to do a video on her alone, so I got other things about her I just don't, no sense in talking about right now. So, it's interesting to me to see the upheaval that's happened in the Republican Party and the absolute shock. It's really been a shock and awe to the establishment. They just can't understand it. They just don't get it. They just don't get it. Usually we march along with their orders that they spew out. And, Priebus, is it Rants or Rints or Rants, whatever. Priebus is clueless. And, I think, and I don't know yet, and this might be part of my Trump video, but I think he's setting up the Republican Party to be destroyed. If things go down as there's speculation they will, at the convention, it will literally there will not be a Republican Party again. That will be the end of it. That will literally be the end of the Republican Party, and I'll get deeper into that when I talk about Trump, because there's a lot to say, and there's a lot that's not being reported, and I think there's a lot of spin going on about Trump right now on both sides. It's disturbing to me. I've watched the Republican Party and the Democratic Party try to destroy Trump. Because, and people, well, why? It's funny, when you watch people like Rachel Maddow and some of these talking heads, these left-wing loons over on MSNBC, when you watch them or when you listen to them talk, they talk about things like, like they're hoping that Trump will get the nomination. And nothing could be further from the truth at all. Because here's the little dirty secret, and I'll touch on it again, but the truth is, there's a ton of Democrats that are behind Trump also. Tons of them, and they know that. So both sides are trying their best to assassinate this guy, which, oh my God, I almost don't want to use the word assassination or assassinate, because in the end, they made Bobby Kennedy his ass. And I'm going to leave that here. I'll be honest with you. That's a real reality that I think needs to have its own segment. And I'll talk about that too when I do the Trump video, which will be coming up sometime soon. Anyway,